And just like that, we're live, Kinsman.
We are live.
No scrambling. No scrambling happening.
No
you know, the Bluetooth speakers did not go down a minute and a half ago. I swear to God.
No issues.
Yeah.
That's why Clop has no hair.
And I forgot to wear belts today on my jeans, and like they're coming down like when I'm scrambling around. So
always the way.
What a professional look to start off the show.
Yeah, we are. Look at that. Poor Elvira's gonna jump off and log off here.
No, she goes back.
Live.
Yeah,
I can't take it.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Like, what a pleasure.
Elvira Kurt joining us
Yes.
from Studio 67 tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Oh my gosh. What a treat to see. Like, is every business sponsoring this show?
Pretty close.
That's
lot of loyal. You know what? If it wasn't for those loyal logos
Yeah.
that you saw flash across
Yeah.
the screen, our show would be nothing right now. We've got great
Wow.
support here. Yeah.
Very impressive. I feel like I know all the places I'm going to visit when I come to town.
You gotta only visit those ones. Mark's on the corner with one of those spinning signs, saying we need money, and it's actually
we need
working.
money. Yeah, it works. It works.
That'll be how I walk into every business. Are you guys sponsoring Kins and Klomp? Otherwise, I'm out.
Hey, I
got
like
money to spend, but
we are
at the very least, I gotta buy something for that table that you guys got there. Why is there? Why like nothing? Why is there's not even a book?
Nothing on there. We had stuff on
this
there.
This is like a bachelor pad, you know.
We had like coasters on there a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Feet were up about 10 seconds before we hopped on with you.
Yeah, that's right.
I love it.
I want you. You've done so many fantastic things.
I've done a lot of things.
Yeah, like so many fantastic. I mean, I want to go through it, but like, and I hate to bring this up, the pandemic, it's over talked, but I do like the personal side of the story. When that hit and you go from, all these amazing things that you're doing, and all of a sudden, like you're at home. Was this like did this take a mental toll on you, or did you find other creative outlets?
No. I mean, right away, I just kind of got the same as everyone. Like, I even have nostalgia at this point, 3 years into it, for the beginning when we were all floundering equally. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just a new thing. We are trapped inside our houses. And so like that energy really fed me creatively. And I just kind of broke through whatever fear or reluctance or, kind of snobbish attitude I had about performing to a camera, like into your phone. There's a whole generation who is raised that way, where they just turn on the camera, hit record, and away they go.
And they can go, but for a lot, it's a bit of a learning curve for a lot of people, probably including you.
Well, I didn't grow up that way, so for me, it was like you go to a place, you go to a basement, you go to a dumpy club, and you get your hard knocks that way. You don't just wait for the likes to come in, and you know what I mean? Like, it was it was such a sudden gear shift where I immediately grabbed my phone and grabbed a broomstick and duct tape, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be live.
Here you are.
And I did everything. I am not afraid of doing any show ever again, because I completely embraced every cockamamie idea. It was like, hey, do you want to play to a parking lot full of cars at a drive-in? I'm like, yes, I do.
Right, perfect.
And
they say beggars can't be choosers, right? Yeah. Especially in that scenario. That might be Rick. You want to hang on?
Rick's actually banging on the door outside.
He is on the door.
Don't let him in. Don't let him in.
Look, Kinsman, you already made a mistake. I told him. Look at this guy. Is it Rick?
Yes, it's Rick.
Rick Lemieux.
Rick
comes in late.
Yeah.
He comes in late. He's on cop time right now.
I hope he brought some centerpiece for that table.
We'll get you mic'd up, bud.
Yeah, no kidding. He comes after he need him.
Right?
He's still a cop here.
And he shows up empty-handed. This really is a bachelor pad.
Yeah, this is nuts.
I'm coming to your house. I'm bringing nothing.
That's right. He didn't bring one thing for our table. Like, we were just chatting about our table. I'm getting you one covered here. This is how we scramble live here, Kinsman.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Marks, when you the road to I'm happy you said that you got like a new appreciation for where you're going to perform, because the road to a comedian being recognized nationally, that's not something that just happens overnight. That's a lot of like that.
It does now. It didn't when I started, but now you don't need any of the protocols. You don't have to climb the same way. Truly, there are kids right now who have greater followings than I will have ever performed to that number in my entire lifetime. Do you understand? Like millions of views for something they're doing right now. They're already famous and they're already making money. They've already monetized it. None of the old rules apply. This is what I love about Gen Z. They literally have zero fucks to give. Do you understand? Like
zero fucks. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
They're doing they look at you like, well, whatever you did was insane, and now we're just going to do something completely new. And they're already, and then they just they own it. It's amazing. Yeah. I really love it, and I'm you got to stay open and just absorb all the new stuff and see, just take advantage. That's the beauty of being older. It's like I can pick and choose. Well, I'll take this from this generation. I don't mind that life hack, and then reject 20 other things. So you just make your way. The hustle continues for someone like me.
Yeah, that's it.
And the beauty of it, like you do everything live, like even us, like right now, Rick came in and we have to make a camera.
I know, it's true. You gotta,
right?
You gotta
I gotta walk over here.
Yeah,
you gotta slide over that chair. Yeah.
Right? I gotta walk over here and make a camera adjustment because Rick came over. But
look
anything,
you did, Rick.
I'm very sorry. There we go. But
Rick,
anything,
I love to explain why.
Yeah. What's that?
Why I was late?
Okay.
Okay.
I love that we haven't even acknowledged Rick. Just sit down and listen to the conversation.
You love Rick.
You did a 5-minute timeout.
Okay. I am dying to know, Rick. Why?
Let's hear the reason.
I was hosting an awards ceremony for Neofax, for Child and Family Services.
Okay.
Giving awards to young people in the system that have done amazing things. And the reason I did it was we can't have Kings and Clump always hosting every single thing in the city of Timmins.
We can, right? Do we need a day off? How nice of them to take right from us,
yes,
and turn it into a compliment. That's a real skill.
Right? Also, humble brag. I hosted an award show.
I did.
Had to.
I had to go. They invited me.
Joanne said to take his shoes off. Yeah, he took his shoes off at the door here. He's been here a few times here. If you even step on the carpet with shoes, clomp
that's hilarious.
Well, that's great. All right.
So that's why I was late.
Yeah. All right.
So cool. I apologize.
Do we forgive him, Elvira?
Totally. I mean, it was a great cause, and we were just talking about the hustle. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. It was amazing. Yeah.
If someone approaches you, say like 18, 19 years old, and I want a career in stand-up comedy.
Sure.
What do you tell them?
Well, I'll pass on the single greatest piece of advice I got when I was starting, which was take every gig that comes down the pike, every gig, turn nothing down. And it just makes you really versatile, right? Like there are a lot of comics who only want to play at a club or certain clubs, or they won't play some dinky little coffee house on the corner, or some weed room, or you know what I mean? Like you literally have to take every show that is offered to you. That's my first rule. Don't turn any work down. And number 2, don't be an asshole. Just don't be an asshole. Like
say yes and don't be an ass. There we go.
Right.
Do you follow those rules too, Rick? Or
I do. You're saying young people. I was listening to the advice too, because I'm kind of just getting into it too.
Yeah.
So, hey, I've done it for a while, but now that I'm doing it,
yes.
So I'm listening to your advice as well.
Yeah, it's great. I mean,
I still like the advice.
Like just before the pandemic, I found myself at Christmas doing some at like the craziest, some burlesque show that had like raunchy live sex as part, like someone's act that I was sandwiched in the middle of like the most kinkiest, wildest. It was so sex positive and like perverse, where you're looking at the show and you're like, what am I looking at? Is that I can't tell if it's funny or if I'm turned on. And then from there I immediately went to someone's house to do a corporate gig for some small company, and as I was driving home I was like, wow, I really can do everything. Do you know what I mean? Like it didn't faze me one to the other, but they were such extremes. And I think that is is owing to the fact that I welcome any opportunity as a chance to expand. You have to be so nimble. You just have to be flexible. Like I said, if you're just starting out, there's so many options for you if what you want is to become famous or well known. But if you want to be good at your craft, if you care about it, then you will, expose yourself to as many different settings as you can and see. Because every time I go on stage, and I've been doing it, this is my 4th decade of doing stand up. Every single night, the last thing I say to myself is, well, let's see if it works tonight.
Right.
Like, it's such an experiment.
Well, first of all, that party is way better than our office. Two things happen in our office. Will we need an update for the Mac today? And should we wear our glasses all day or just part of the day?
Right.
So this next party sounds like a real treat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys missed out.
Yeah, we missed out. But have you found, is one of the benefits of, having a seasoned career in comedy, the fact that you have an ability to read crowds immediately?
Oh my God. Now I'm so glad you asked that. It's such a great question. I almost, it's such an intuitive thing. And I will have to admit that it was there for me from the beginning. Before I even knew, I probably was doing comedy about 10 years before I realized, oh, when I walk into the venue, I am already tuning into the vibe. And it is already, I'm recalibrating my show based on like the vibe, the energy. It is such an intuitive thing. I love talking about it, but I never like overthinking it because it is something that happens on a level just up here, like just above my head. It's I'm part of it, but I'm also outside of it. And so I feel like, those in Avatar, those tails that twist into the tree of life.
Yeah.
And that's how you connect with your avatar pony. That's what I do. It's all, a metaphor, but that I take my invisible tail and I twist it into the vibe of the room, and then I go from there. I as soon as I walk into a place, I start rethinking what I'm doing, and it generally works. And sometimes I also have to shift in the moment too. So it's one of the things I am enjoying more the longer that I do comedy, is how it's like like I'm wearing a well-worn superhero suit. Do you know what I mean? Like I know where all the how to do it. In the beginning, I had to think more about it, and now I just slip into the suit, and then I can just like shift with like imperceptible movements. Does that analogy make sense?
It does.
I wish I had that skill set, right?
Yeah, right.
I just keep doing the same thing, whether bombs or double bombs. Just keep doing the same thing.
But
there's no shifting for me.
No shifting at all.
Whacking that round.
Yeah. Eventually you get a ha-ha somewhere.
Well, it takes a certain art to to kind of pick and nitpick at people. If there's someone wearing a funky hat or a wild shirt, they're going to be part of your show.
I got to tell you, I always compare it back to the beginning when I was still so new at my craft, that I really was down on myself for not doing what I saw other comics do, the ones that I admired, which, they had a set and they came out, that was the order they were going to do the set. And, the big challenge was, how do you make that same material that you never veer away from? How do you make it seem fresh every night? And I really admired that. And I would beat myself up because that I do not do that. I have, like ideas that I'm gonna, like a roadmap, but the route is never the same twice in the wording or anything. And probably was it was when I started therapy that I started to accept that like what I perceived as a weakness is actually my strength. And so it helps me really stay in the moment. And other comics, the ones that are more, that I perceive as more disciplined, they stay in the moment by, like I said, trying to fulfill that challenge of delivering it fresh, the same thing fresh every night. That's their skill. For me, it's, how do I change it from audience to audience, because me and the audience, this is the first time we're going to be together like this. And then the next night, it's a whole different vibe. Like even one different person, just, it means we're never going to be together like this ever again. And so that to me is what's exciting, is making the connection, a fresh connection every single night. For other people, it's making the same material seem fresh every single night. Different goals, different skill set, different styles.
You were here about 5 or 6 years ago with, I do believe it was the Timmins Rock and their Pride Week.
Yeah, that's right.
And you were at Timmins, I think it was at Terrio. Terrio, you were performing. Now, yes. For those that were in the crowd that night, do you use some of the jokes that made a big splash, or do you bring a whole new set with you when you're coming?
Oh yeah, no, it'll be. You know, I have, the pandemic changed everything, so. I wouldn't probably do that same material, but I probably, the truth is that I don't remember. Do you know what I mean? Like I've gone through that same experience that we're all having of like the COVID brain. Like what was I thinking? What was I doing? How do I do this again? So no, everything is out the window, and it's a whole new ball game.
Well, I got a quick question, and then we'll let
Rick come in. Yeah,
but I know
Rick.
I'm happy just listening.
Rick took revenue from us. You heard him admit it. He's still in. He's still in time. But if anyone's going to take it, we love it.
We love Rick Lemieux.
But I was wondering, can too much adrenaline on the stage kill an act? So, like when I'm watching Chris Rock's latest special, when he got to the Will Smith talk, he was like legitimately angry, and I felt, I wish I was Chris Rock, by the way, but so it's who's going to criticize him?
Were you feeling for him?
No, I just felt like that took him off his normal Chris Rock game, because he had all this adrenaline. Do you think too much adrenaline is a benefit or could hurt him?
And I had an experience with it myself where it was a special show that I was doing that I was really, really excited for. It was an agonizing wait. I was, I won't get into the details, but I jacked myself up so much with adrenaline, and I came onto the stage like I was shot out of a cannon, also feeling like I was gonna match what they were sending towards me energetically. And I just overshot it. Like a few minutes in, I was like, oh my God, I'm ahead of these guys. I'm too fast. I've got too much. And it was a bit jarring. Like they didn't know what to do with me. I had to figure out how to rein it in a little. It took some effort. So I don't know if that emotion had been anger, if I'd been able to do it so successfully, because I think anger is a really difficult emotion to manage privately, let alone publicly. But this was just, I was so pumped up, and the audience that I thought was also pumped up were like, oh, slow your roll there, Turbo. And it took me a few minutes to figure it out, and then we hit a groove. But I overestimated that one, and it was fun in its own way, but I prefer it when, you just slide in, when you hit that slip and slide exactly at the right place. You know what I mean? Where it's a nice smooth ride, as opposed to it's mostly dry, or it's lube and you just want to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Zip right in.
Zip right in.
Yeah. So even the pros have learning lessons there, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my God, guys! Here's my turn to name drop. When I lived in Los Angeles, I was at the Comedy Store one night and walked a friend to her car. Jerry Seinfeld dropped in unannounced, did a set, and then I walked my friend to her car, and I was myself walking back to the club. And as I was walking back, Seinfeld was leaving with two friends, and as we passed, I heard him say to his friends, "Do you think it was okay? Do you think it was okay? Like, how do you not know if it was okay when you're a gazillionaire, you never have to be on stage ever again.
Right.
Like, it was at the
Right.
height of his popularity, and he still needed somebody to tell him if his set was okay. It
Like
blew
reassurance.
my mind. So yeah, that never goes away.
Oh, if it, like a lot of comedians, they tell me that they always are looking for that self reinsurance.
They need the criticism. Yeah. They need to stay,
Yeah,
I
I
guess,
mean,
to
well,
stay on top of the game.
well, I mean, that is why nothing compares to live. You will know immediately if you're on the right path with an idea, or if or you missed the mark. Like, there's nothing like an audience, even in the subtlest ways. Like, even half an audience laughing means something. Like,
Right.
because if it's not universal, what happened there? Who did you leave out, or what did you not do correctly? Like, it's so wild, and then you have to stay in the moment. Otherwise, you get out of your head, and you're like, well, what the fuck happened? How did I lose these people? How do I get back? What is it? Me? Is it them? What's going on? You have to try to do that simultaneously. Still stay in the moment, but then also make the adjustments so that hopefully you you reach as many people as you plan to. Like, I never go out there and hope I only get half the audience. You want to kill everybody. Do you know what I mean? You want to just destroy.
When you're preparing and you're writing jokes, do you ever like think, okay, no, this is not going on stage because either it's too personal, or that it may be too sensitive to the crowd, or it may not be relatable, but you still think it's really good? Like, do you ever have those decision-making processes, whether to bring it to the stage or not?
No, I mean, if it's personal, I have no fear. To me, that's my fear is like, I have intimacy issues with on one-on-one. Do you understand? Like, that's my struggle, is making a connection with like the people that matter most to me. Me being personal to 200 people, that's the dream. I just get intimate and then I get to walk away. Like, I'm such an introvert that I get to just like process my stuff and then deal with me in my own time. So personal stuff is kind of, that's my happy place. Like, how can we like pick this thing apart? Because it is very validating to take something super personal and hear laughter, because as soon as you get laughs, it means that it's universal. Like, you're talking about something very specific, but the connection is with everyone, and so it means that everyone's own version of that thing is worth highlighting. And then you just kind of you give it air. You let it, by making people laugh, it releases whatever hold it had on you, and it becomes less less whatever issue it was causing you in your life. So personal stuff is super fun. The stuff that I question whether or not I should bring to the stage is really taboo material, like risque. Like, if I can't speak to if I can't deliver a joke that is 100% gonna punch up, never down, on any subject, I just I wait until I either have something that I feel meets that mark, or I just don't do it. I'm not gonna like struggle and then be like, what's the matter? You guys don't know comedy? Or like, I really, there are a lot of comics, especially the ones who've been doing it as long as I have, and the ones that we hear about are the guys like Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle and Louis C.K. Those guys, they complain about, even Joe Rogan, because he was a stand-up comic too. Like, they complain, like, oh, you can't say anything anymore. No, you can still say anything you want, but you are now going to hear about it. And that's what the issue is that you are going to get that feedback that you didn't give a shit about before. And then you're gonna have to address it. So definitely say whatever you want, but the consequences are just more immediate, and they're um, they're in your face. So you can't escape it in the way that you used to, where you used to walk away and think, I'm God. I'm like a crazy edgelord. It's like, no, now you're an edgelord with a bit of a problem. What are you going to do about it?
Well, so Lynn's asking, how are you an introvert? So the person that we meet on stage is completely or only somewhat different than the person that we would meet if we had a personal connection.
No, I try to be as much myself on stage as off stage. What I mean by being an introvert is that I recharge away from people. Like I don't when I think of an extrovert, I think of people who are energized. They replenish their personal source of energy by being around other people. Like they feed on it and it fills them up. When I am in a group situation, parties, I feel that energy is just a drain. And in order to recover it, I have to be by myself. I have to I have to climb into the human version of a dog bed with a thunder blanket and a New York Times crossword puzzle and noise canceling headphones, and I don't want to talk to anybody. I love a French exit at a party. I love a French entrance. I don't like tension when I'm not on stage. I just like to curl up into a little ball and then when I'm topped up, then I can go outside and work it off a little bit. So it is not incompatible, and you'd be surprised how many stand-up comics are the same. That they, you look like an extrovert because you're outward facing with your energy.
Yeah.
But for me to recover it, I need to be alone. And that's what makes me an introvert. Also, I find I'm very awkward socially. While I can stay in the moment on stage, when I'm not on stage, there's a running commentary. What did you say that for? Why can't you ask questions like a normal person? Normal people don't act the way you do. Yeah. Don't ask for another drink. Alcohol isn't going to help.
What a bummer.
I was going to say, I was the same thing you just said. A lot of the comics that I've worked with, they are introverts as well. Like, so I've seen the same exact thing from many comedians that I've gotten to work with.
Yeah.
So, myself too. A lot of people think I'm an extrovert, but you're not going to see me out at parties and bars. I'm not comfortable there one-on-one. Yeah. I'm not same type of thing.
Comfortable doing your set.
Yeah, or teaching at the college in front of a classroom, fine.
Yeah.
In front of a crowd doing comedy, great. But after the show, I kind of like, hi, all right, like.
Yeah.
People want you to be funny like 24/7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is hard. I find that really. I'm just not that kind of person. So then I feel like, and I'm a disappointment.
I don't know if you saw one of the comments. We have your next booking. Well, not your next booking. We have a booking for you probably in October in Brockville.
Yes.
Right on.
I'll act as your agent. I'll contact you.
I love it. I'm coming to Brockville, Lynn.
Bill too. Yeah, Lynn. Yeah. I was just in Brockville last October, I believe, and did a show for them. So it was great experience. It was so
amazing.
Nice there.
Is there any pickleball nearby? I've gotten into pickleball recently.
Oh, really? Well, when you're in Timmins, we can go play on the Friday at the college.
Amazing.
We have that here?
I'll travel. Have paddle, will travel.
Yeah. It's becoming big. You gotta keep up with the times there.
Yeah, well, apparently it's a big sport.
Yeah, that's right. But listen,
huge.
We have to talk about Timmins Comedy Festival.
Yes,
April
21st, April 22nd.
It sounds like we're doing a full character reference here.
Yeah,
I'd like for this to go 3 hours, but let's. I think Rick could take this one. I think he's pretty qualified.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and
it's an amazing lineup.
And someone's going to be winning tickets, 2 tickets to your show, Elvira, and we've also got 2 tickets to the Derek Edwards show as well.
Woohoo!
Giveaway. So comment away. Someone's going to be winning some tickets.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I've never gotten to work with you before, and I've gotten to work with so many great comics. So when I was looking at the names, I was like, oh my God, I really want to get Elvira here.
I
So,
know, I feel so excited too, Rick. Really, it
and that's
means
when you
so
were
much.
available. I was like, yes, all
Yeah,
right.
and I had such a great time when I was there for Pride Week. I mean, the audience is fantastic, and it's just an amazing part of Ontario. Like when you're from the South, you never think, you know what, I need to get away up there. But then as soon as you're there, it's like, I need to be here more often.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
and the lineup's amazing, Rick. You've got such great talent every night. There's a great festival. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've been doing it since 2014. Well, I did 5 years, and then we took a break from it. I was actually burnt out, and I couldn't do it anymore. And then COVID
Right.
hit after that. So last year we made a smaller one. This is the first time now we're getting it back to where it was
Get back.
before.
Amazing.
So
Fantastic.
yeah, I'm excited to have you here. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Cool.
I have a question I wanted to ask you. So for your so you've been one of Canada's top comics now for quite a long time.
Oh, my whole life, Rick.
Well, is there a memory? Is there a time in your career now that stands out to you as, wow, this was the best night of comedy that I've ever had, kind of thing? Is there one show that you thought, this is it, this was amazing?
Oh, it's funny. I actively keep a list of top 5 shows, and then when you think of nothing's going to top this, and then it just pushes one off the list. But there are, I do. If you're asking me to tell you where it was, or what the city was, it is less about the place and more the feeling of what that show was like, which is when I'm so plugged in to the source of just creativity, like pure creativity, that I even surprise myself. Like, stuff is coming out that I don't know where that came from, but I know that is like the manna from heaven. That was a gift, and I was a vessel that I just opened myself up, and that came down the chute. It's going to be around an idea that I had, but had I thought of that? No. And then I do it. The audience loves it. I am feeling it, and then it's the end of the show. So it is when I feel as good about my show as the response I'm getting from the audience. So it is this thing that we had to make together. Like, this show is just this ball, and we're just passing it back and forth, and it's just becoming so natural that we're like this organism, and then it's over, and everyone's like, wow, that really happened. And those shows are like unicorns. Like, when that happens, it's like having a teenager and they say, hey, tell me about your life for like an hour.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
no teenager to do that.
That
awesome.
would never happen. So when that happens, or gratitude, or a teenager is like, hey, I just want to thank you for all the things that you've done for me. I don't think I say it enough. And I'm like, you never say it. You never say anything positive ever. So that's how rare it is. Like, it's almost inconceivable. And that has happened to me a handful of times in my life. And those shows are the ones I lean on the rest of the time when I've been rejected for something, or when I feel small or left out of something, or I feel like I'm comparing myself to someone else's success. Do you know what I mean? Like, those times, the darker times, I remember, no, you had that show where you said that thing, and you're fucking awesome. And so that's why I keep the list, because I actually need to remind myself, like, when I'm being sucked down by my own personal demons, that I have proof that I am not those things, and those unicorn shows are the proof. So yeah.
Yeah, that's I feel the same thing. Like, it's hard for people that don't perform to get that to understand what that is. But
Mhm.
I've had a couple of those where at the end it was like, oh my, we've had an experience together. You like
Yeah.
yourself in the audience, and you walk
true.
out and you go like, this is there's no
Right?
better feeling in the
Yeah,
world. Yeah, it's so
you're all
amazing.
like, you saw this, right? This happened. And
Yeah.
you're all like, yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
I'm gonna selflessly plug I recorded my first album.
Yes, your album.
And
Yes.
it was the best show I've ever had. It was the best connect. Like
Amazing.
everything was. So I was like, and it's the one we recorded. I'm like,
And you,
thank
that's the
you,
one.
thank you.
And it's even rarer. That is so bananas.
I know. I
Oh,
listened to it and I go,
I'm
oh,
so
listen to
happy
the
for you.
laughs. We had it.
That's
Oh, and it's
No
recorded.
laugh
fantastic.
tracks.
No laugh tracks. No.
That's the best. I mean, because, you know, when you're recorded, your mind plays a game. It's like, oh, I can't screw it up for the camera or the recording. And, you know, it can snap you out of that being in the moment. So the fact that you didn't, that you enabled greatness, my hat's up. Mwah, chef's kiss.
there you go.
That's the best.
It was amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
we are proud of Rick.
We are
Oh,
proud
yeah,
of Rick,
yeah.
and your the DVD goes on sale everywhere April 8th.
Yeah.
Or you win.
CD.
Well, win
Right.
5 copies on
Yeah,
tonight's
CD,
show.
CD.
Oh,
Kinsman.
CDs.
You got to know your
Well,
technology here.
Digital.
Digital.
No actual CD
Well,
anymore.
it's just
It's
a link.
digital.
How old are you, Mark?
We're gonna send you a stream.
That's right. Is it? Well, actually,
When's it coming out on tape?
yeah.
8-track.
Is it on
When's my
tape?
8-track
Yeah,
coming out?
8-track, reel to reel.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
maybe I have a question for you both, but I'll start here. Do you find it's easier to perform in front of a drunk crowd or a sober crowd? Because a drunk crowd can be unpredictable, but a sober crowd's sometimes not ready to laugh quite yet.
I
Some
don't
people.
know. I think it's less about what they've, you know, how they've been imbibing, and more like, is it an intelligent crowd,
Oh,
or, you know, is it a bunch of duds? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
am I gonna have to whip out the bright shiny objects to get through this, or are these people, you know, able to meet me where I'm at? So I always prefer. I don't care about, you know, how you've altered your state, but if you're, you know, if you got that, like, if I can sense an intelligence in the room, we're on our way. It doesn't matter if you've been drinking or not. So it's less to me about that. I don't care how rowdy an audience is either. I also don't care how many people there are, because to me it's always like, you've come out, you are going to get a show. Like, I have so much gratitude for anyone who showed up. I literally don't care. The 5 people, you're going to get the 5. This is going to be the best fucking show we've ever had.
No, I think the same too. It's not about if they're intoxicated or whatever. It's the connection. It's just that you feel it right away.
but don't people connect differently when they're intoxicated?
They do, but
Yeah.
at the end, it's still the same connection.
It is the same. Okay.
It kind of, it's in a
Yeah, the
different
difference
Yeah.
opinion when you're a police officer, though.
Yeah.
A little bit of a different.
For
connection.
sure.
Now I
That's
could actually
definitely-
let loose a little bit more. Before, when
Yeah.
I was a police officer, I had to be pretty,
Laid back.
I had to be pretty strict with what. Now the cops can't stop me now, so I could say whatever I
Right.
want.
There you go. Nice.
Well, it's a beautiful thing. All right, so we should tell folks. Let's go through the lineup of the Timmins Comedy
Sure.
Festival.
Comedy fast.
Yeah.
So the Thursday night show sold out. That's the Inappropriate Thursday. So it's a smaller venue, Inappropriate Thursday. And they're roasting me that night. So
Nice.
yeah. So that one sold out. But on the Friday night, we have Elvira Kurt with Janelle Niles, and the winner of the Drop the Mic Comedy Festival or comedy competition here in town, as well as I'm going to host that night. One of our
perfect.
hosts had to drop out, so I'm going to be hosting for us that night.
Fantastic.
Tickets are available if you go to timminscomedy.ca. Tickets information is all there. You can get your tickets right online.
Woo!
And then we have the Ben Show, which is free for all families. It's a kids family
That looks
show.
great.
I've never seen him, but I've heard really good things. I don't know if you've ever seen the Ben Show.
Ben Berlin, yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's
So
gonna
it's
be great.
his first time in Timmins. So
Woo!
that's going to be a good one too. And it's free for families. So you can get all that information at timminscomedy.ca. There you go. Put it up on the screen. Good job. That's awesome.
There we go.
And then the final night we have at Timmins High, we have Derek Edwards coming back to
Derek
Timmins.
Edwards, right on.
So, and I'm sure you've worked with Derek before, and
Oh, he's one of those guys where when he's working, you stop what you're doing and you go see him perform. He's
That's it.
amazing. He's legendary.
Every comic that I know tell me their favorite comedian is Derek Edwards. He's just,
Really? Yeah.
He's that good.
he's very good. Yeah. So those tickets are on the
My
website too.
third favorite.
Third. You're your first one, I would hope.
No, I just, of course, he's my favorite. I just tried to be contrary. He's my fifth. Try to
He's
guess
your
who the other
fifth,
ones
yeah.
are.
So yeah, it's going to be a great festival. So, and we have the 4 shows.
Okay.
So it's like
Well,
we used to do. Yeah. And next year we're going to keep going again. I'm going to do another one.
Right on.
So we're the
Amazing.
Inappropriate Thursday. What we're doing now is every year we're going to have a roast of somebody local here in Timmins.
Oh, right on.
So this year I have a couple partners that are helping me organize things, and they said, "Well, if we're going to do a roast, you're going to be the first one because I organized the Timmins
Right.
Comedy Festival, and I
Yeah.
think I'm an easy target because I was a police officer."
Mhm.
Yep.
Next year, I've proposed to them that we roast Kings and Clump for the Inappropriate Night.
It seems pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Mostly Clump.
Mostly
Clump.
right? Because I'm built to handle it. I you know,
That's
people
it.
insulted me my whole life. See, I'm an intelligent insultee.
That's
I
hilarious.
don't know about
all
you,
the
Kinsman.
videos he's done in the past.
You
there.
may
I don't
cry
know.
a little bit.
Will I
but I'm
cry?
okay. Yeah, you put them all towards me, and I'm fine. I've heard the
You
word.
got tough skin.
I've been through a divorce, so nothing can hurt me now. But that's awesome. Yeah,
So it's gonna be a fun night.
it's
You're
gonna be a
arriving
fun
on
night.
Thursday.
That's right.
At the time of the show will be already on. Will be on, but my
The
wife's
roast?
actually picking you up at the airport because I'll be getting roasted.
Fantastic. I'll be like, let's get to the roast. Get me to the roastery.
It's funny that you say that because years ago, Mike McDonald was in Timmins for the Timmins Comedy Festival, and he came a day early and said, "Hey, can you pick me up and bring me to the Inappropriate Night?" I said, "Okay." So we get to the show, and he's sitting at the back of the room, Mike McDonald,
Right.
and he's staying away from everybody and watching the show. And then he says, "Rick, can I go up and do some time?" I'm like, "You're Mike McDonald. You want to go up and do
Right.
time?"
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah.
So we had a special treat. It was amazing. Yeah. He was
Yeah.
Mike.
That is,
Oh,
yeah, that's awesome.
lucky. Yeah.
I actually got to
We're in full
perform
gear.
at his at the Crack Up the Capitol Comedy Festival that was in his honor after he passed
In his
away.
honor, yeah.
I got invited to go do that because his last
Right.
tour that he did was in Northern Ontario that with me.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was in December, and then he had passed away in
Wow.
February.
What a memory. That's great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, there we
Yeah,
are.
he was one of the first
Kurt.
guys I saw when I was still in high school. I remember going to Yuck Yucks when it was at its original location, and just he was one of my first entrees into stand-up comedy, what it could be, and it was amazing. So full circle from the beginning to the end.
That's awesome. Yeah. We kind of talked a bit about it, but do you still do a lot of the clubs like Yuck Yucks and that, or
I don't
mean,
play.
with your name,
I
you're
don't
most
play
likely
at
doing
Yucks. There was a time, Yuck Yucks was a true monopoly at a time when, the scene was having its like a real moment, the first moment when I started, which was in the late '80s, and the guy who owned the club, Mark Breslin, he wielded an iron fist. Like you couldn't play any other club that wasn't a Yuck Yuck sanctioned. It was a very democratic, very restrictive, and it really held people back, I think, because the time that we live in now, where you don't even need a club to reach millions of people, as we've already seen. There's so many different, like, all that having a lot of opportunities does is allow for more engagement. It's counterintuitive, like to hold people back just hurts the whole business altogether. And so it was hard. It was hard to be there as a woman. It was hard to be there as a young comic starting out. I was super closeted back then because that wasn't even an option. So it is so much better now to have all of these different places to play. So I don't play Yucks, but I will play any other club. I mean, I do go to Ottawa and play Howard's club because I don't know, Howard was just like, fuck it, let's book you. But it's the only place that's because of my personal relationship with the club owner there from Yucks. But I will I will play it anywhere else. I mean, I wouldn't stay out of the Yuck Yucks. It's just that I don't need it. And that was really what was hard for Mark Breslin at that time, when other smaller, like alternative venues started to pop up. He couldn't control the comics the same way. It coincided with me moving to Los Angeles. And, once you're there, you can't come back. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You know what I mean? There was no way I was going back to a system where you had to only play one club and nowhere else. Like this weird loyalty, it wasn't a two-way street, because he wasn't actually helping anybody. He was just holding people back.
And you didn't have to. You had made a name for yourself, and
yeah, you didn't have to.
Anywhere.
I didn't have to, but nobody has to. So
nobody has to. You're right.
It was great that there was that I didn't feel I didn't feel pressured, and I didn't miss it, and I didn't lose anything. I mean, every time someone tells me no, I just find another way to get where I want to go. I am literally the child of Hungarian immigrants. Do you know what I mean? Like, just this attitude of, we've escaped so much and we're hiding in plain sight. My whole family, it's like we're snow leopards. It's like, nobody can see us, right? I mean, don't be looking over here.
Right. I almost lost vision of her. Like, that was pretty good. Right. Almost. Where's she going? Screen dropped out or something.
Thank you. There's the validation I seek.
That's right. Awesome. Well, maybe we'll ask Rick first. So what would you say? Because, this is a real, like, lack of a better word, like, this is a real treat for Timmins, because we don't have a Yuck Yucks here, and we don't have a regular comedy club. So comedy's not always accessible. Now, we do have some stuff that Richard Studel puts on something monthly, but not on a regular basis. So what would you say to folks that are sort of on the borderline? They've never been to a comedy show before. What are they going to experience that weekend?
I might be a little biased here, but to me, it's the greatest form of entertainment. Live entertainment. I like music, great, but comedy, to me, I don't know, there's, like we talked about earlier, the connection.
It's on a different level.
It's on a different level. I don't know, because I don't know how to answer it. If they've never been to a comedy show, they really have to come and see what it's all about.
Yeah, there's nothing like seeing it live, and you really,
there's not.
There's no standing on ceremony, which I also love. Like, you don't have to. Don't get dressed fancy. Just whatever you're fine as is. Just get out of your house and go get some entertainment in 3 dimensions. You're not zooming in, you're not Skyping in, you're there live, and there's something about being in this mix of people. And we've certainly been, I've noticed, in the last year, since you get the sense that more people are vaccinated, or just like being more mindful about the choices they make when they go out, that live audiences are coming back and feel like they're starved for entertainment. And I need the shows as much as the audiences who come out. But it is, I agree with Rick, it's incomparable. If you haven't been outside in 3 years, do yourself a favor and go outside.
Yeah, come to the show. And advice I would give them is, don't be afraid to just let loose and laugh at yourself, and laugh at the comic is laughing at themselves as well. Just let loose. Yeah. It's the best thing.
Nicole just said, typed in there that it's good for the soul. It's healing. It truly is. All the stuff that you've been keeping inside, like just the struggles, whatever, the issues, the day-to-day, it's such a release to do that, and not just alone, but in a group of the same species. It's awesome.
Yeah. And I think it was Joanne, she had said not to go with a full bladder. You can go and pee when I'm up. You go ahead.
Yeah. I won't discreetly bring a little clear baggie. I'm not going to judge you. Yeah. You're sitting at the table with your homemade colostomy bag.
Yeah, some people do get nervous at these comedy shows to be the one person that gets out of their seat to go for a smoke or go to the washroom. Like, oh no, the comedian saw me.
Yeah. You're not. The beauty of someone like, certainly with Derek, I will happily speak for him. Also for me, I mean, I've been doing this so long that isn't where I go. You know, it's not my jam is to make someone feel awkward for being at the show. You may get lovingly acknowledged,
Yes.
right? You might get embraced as part of the show, but the goal is that you leave there feeling better than when you came in.
So I like Jim McAleese. I'd worked with him one day.
Oh
and,
yeah, he's such a great
he's
guy.
great, yeah. And he had said, "They're my audience. Why would I want to hurt them?"
Exactly.
That's what he said to me, and I thought, "Wow, what a great thing to say."
No, it's true. He also thanks
Yeah,
people
yeah,
from the
yeah,
heart of
right,
his
yeah.
bottom, which is one of my favorite Jim McAleese
Yes.
jokes in the whole world. Thank
It's
you
so
from the heart
great.
of my bottom.
Yes.
Another quote.
Put that on the whiteboard.
Another quote.
That's it.
All right. So
Yeah,
Well,
tickets,
to- to-
timmonscomedy.ca.
timmonscomedy.ca.
Go to it.
Timmonscomedy.ca.
We can't wait to see you in the Great White North.
I can't wait to be there.
Yeah.
I
April
can't wait to be there.
21st.
And we appreciate you spending a lot of time with us tonight, actually.
I
Yeah,
loved
thanks so
it.
much, Elvira.
I loved
Yeah.
it. I left 2 children to their own devices. I don't even know what's happening
Right.
upstairs. Are they
Maybe this-
alive?
Yeah. Maybe this will be one of your top 5 shows now of all time for your next interview. It's Tim's and
100%.
Trump spelling on the left there.
This is my 3rd favorite top 5.
Hey, that's
Absolutely.
Third
There you go.
favorite, top 5.
You know, maybe we'll
There
get
we
name
go.
dropped. Who knows?
Yes,
You know.
who knows?
I had a blast. Thanks for having me, guys. And you asked such great questions. I really enjoyed answering. And thanks for being so thoughtful about everything. Yeah, it was great.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. We're
Yes.
going to thank our sponsors, and us 3 will be back to give away some tickets.
Give it away.
Sweet.
Right
tickets.
on. Take
All
care,
right.
everybody.
Thank
See you.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you April.
Right on.
Stop into the Fusion Grill this week. Taste the best 56 2nd Avenue in Timmins. Indo-Lebanese cuisine, catering, delivery, and takeout. Drop in for a blueberry smoothie, chocolate, strawberry milkshake, or even a mojito. Check them out today on 2nd Avenue. And DAP Cleaning Solutions, residential commercial cleaning excellence guaranteed. Call Andrew Ed to book your carpet cleaning, strip, and wax jobs for your commercial unit today. 705-465-3500. Call now for your free quote. And the new Burger Planet Inc. Try the Bison Burger this week. Quarter pounder, onion tanglers, and cheddar cheese. Drop it and turn when you get to the big burger. 1026 Riverside Drive, Timmins. Regulars for $9 and the combo platter for $12.50. And the 2023 Northeast Regional Ringette Championships coming to Timmins at the end of the month, March 31st to April 2nd. All the details at timmonsringette.com. And writingcommunity.ca, your writing at its best. Contact Jess Trudell, founder of writingcommunity.ca. She has the experience with everything from full-length fiction manuscripts to business writing. Call Jess today, 705-262-3268, or email her info@writingcommunity.ca. And get started at Planet Fitness for only $39 down and only $15 a month. And the best part is you can cancel at any time. 705-242-7360. Call Planet Fitness today. In fact, download the free Planet Fitness app and join today. And Creative Boutique and Supplies. Contact Mona Gauthier for your order of her spring supplies. 705-372-8190. Can even email Mona, Creative Boutique and Supplies at gmail.com. And Dare Timmins getting set for their free date in April 22nd, another free event for the kiddos to check out Ben Burland at Timmins High and Vocational. Saturday, April 22nd, the show time is at 1 o'clock. And the best part is it's all free. They do encourage, though, non-perishable food items at the door. And the Cooperators Timmins, stop into Sebastian Vermette today and get the Better Now Than Later plan. Contact Sebastian and his team at 239 Wilson Avenue, Timmins, or call for a consultation, 705-264-4395. And get a free estimate with V&M Renovations, a kitchen, bathroom, bedroom reno. Call Max and Justin today, 705-372-3832. And the BIA, the Business Improvement Association. You can follow what's happening in the downtown online at downtowntimmins.com. You can also drop in and see them at their new location located located 85 Pine Street South, Timmins, Suite 108, or call 705-264-8733. And Midtown Bowl, check out the new Epic Arcades, open Monday through Friday, 12 to 9, and they're even open till midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. Birthday parties, glow-in-the-dark Rockin' Bowl, league bowling for ages 3 to 93. Call today to book an alley, 705-267-3500. And Jackpot City Gaming, open 9 a.m. to 2, Monday through Sunday. Book some bingo, Vegas-style games, and they're now fully licensed at 251 First Avenue. And Core Business Solutions, your Apple authorized service provider in Timmins and in Northern Ontario. Drop in to see them today if you've got some Apple inquiries, 264 3rd Avenue, Suite 201 Timmins, or call 705-531-3355. And have this guy seal your deal. It's Albert Seal from Claim Post Realty Limited Brokerage. Check out all Albert's latest listings at albertseal.com or call 705-465-3493 to have Albert seal your deal. And Imagine Cinemas gearing up for John Wick 4 this week. Scream 6 also on the big screen still, and Shazam is brand new. For showtimes and for tickets, check them out online at imaginecinemas.com. And last but not least, Lerone Timmins getting set for a couple of big shows at the end of the month. Qatar Eska and Vincent C. Get your tickets online at leronetimmins.ca.
All right, we're back giving away the Wheel of Winning, and we've got quite the prize right now. Someone's going to win 2 tickets times 2. Get to go see Elvira and Derek Edwards.
That's right.
Both shows for the Timmins Comedy Festival.
And the one with Elvira, you get a meal too at the Dante Club.
Yes, yeah, that one's at the
So
Dante
2 people
Club.
at the Dante, and then the same 2 people get to go to the Derek
So
show
one
as well.
winner's going to win all 4 tickets right now. So
We would have gave passes for the inappropriate
going?
show, but
well,
sold out.
it's sold out.
I'm sorry.
It's sold. They all wanted to see what you get roasted with.
All right, let's see who wins this.
All right.
I'm excited.
You ready?
I'm on the wheel of
All
winning.
right, yeah. Klopp is
Seen,
over on the
but
Wheel of
never-
Winning.
Not seen, but not
Ronnie's
forgotten.
he was doing floor hockey tonight. We don't know.
Yeah.
Ronnie's gone. So
All
here we
right,
go. The
win
winner
this. Who's gonna win
is
this?
who's going to the Timmins Comedy Festival?
Jensen, Amy.
Amy!
Almost us, Mark.
That would have been
We
awesome.
almost saved
That would have been a
couple
little
dollars.
awkward. Ain't no conflict of interest here.
Yeah.
All right,
So
Amy,
all
I'll
right,
send you a
we'll,
message and send you the tickets.
Yes, we'll get in touch. And she's off for a great weekend of comedy and some laughs there. So now we're giving away 5 copies of your
Links.
DVD, your
No,
link,
yeah,
your
digital-
comedy
digital.
album, the digital album.
That's
These
it.
are digitals. Okay, so are you ready, Mark? You got your pen and paper
I've
ready?
got my pen and paper ready to go
Mr.
here.
Old school. Don't let your ink run out.
Don't let my ink run out.
You'll be in big trouble here.
Here we go. Who's going to be watching? Hey, Nicole. Nicole.
Just leave me a positive review after if you get it. That would be great, Nicole.
I always know when Mark can't pronounce last names because he'll just say the first name. Hey,
Hey,
Nicole.
Lagrange. That's
Italian
hey, it's
Lagrange.
it's
Lagrange.
all right. Link 2.
All right.
Here we go. Cops can't stop me now. Who's going to be getting this album? Free, gratis, Amanda Roy.
There we go. Hey, and she was just asking, who are the winners? I got sidetracked. So Amanda.
Well, there you go,
have
Amanda. You're one of the winners now.
Yeah.
So we got 3 more links left
A digital copy of Rick's
comedy album.
comedy album. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so now which one? Are
We are on the next
Number
link
3.
here. Yeah,
You're
this
good,
is
you're
copy number 3.
And the wheel goes.
See Blockbuster Live commenting in there.
Oh,
Amy won again.
Oh, she can't win again.
Okay,
'cause
so
then
sorry, Amy.
We have so many policies here.
Well, Blockbuster said he couldn't be here, but he's commenting.
Yeah,
All right.
no kidding. All right, and we go.
And the
to
winner is Amy
again.
Hewitt again.
What
You
is
know,
going
Congratulations, Amy. You've won 3 times.
on, Amy? I should go
you
buy
only win once.
some
Yeah,
lottery tickets.
tickets. And the winner is going to be Amy Hewitt again. Let's see. Oh, no,
Lynn.
Lynn Tremblay Walker.
All right. She's in Brockville.
Yes, she is. So we'll get the link to you.
I'll send you the link.
Yes. Congratulations, Lynn. Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
All right, here two links left. Again, for those who want to purchase the album, it goes everywhere.
ConstableRick.com.
April 8th. Hey, Chris is going to win
you
his.
go.
So congratulations, Chris. We'll get in touch with you.
And One more.
One more.
One last link. So here we go. What do you think, Amy Hewer again?
Well, did we have? I'll let you grab this one. So
Danny Passy. Congratulations, Danny.
And I think Amanda must. Oh, she already has a copy. So
we're going to redraw for Amanda. So let's do that. Okay,
so
Amanda, thank you so much.
Use that old ink eraser there, that blue one there, Kinsman.
Oh, I just scratched right through it.
Okay. And this is going to be.
And the winner is. Who's going to win this?
Kinsman
Klopp. All right. Perfect. Thanks, Rick. You can just.
I'll send it to you.
You already got a bootleg, Kinsman. You left it on HD today, you cheater.
Come on.
Yeah, don't be ripping Rick off.
We're in there a few times.
Kinsman
there we go. We
There
won
you
again.
go.
Go figure.
Yeah, downloading all those movies. You put a virus on my computer here.
Robin Allen.
All right.
Congratulations, Robin.
Awesome.
So she's got a copy now of The Cops Can't Stop Me Now.
Yeah, and if anybody's interested in purchasing it, you can at constablerick.com. And then it's going to be coming out on iTunes and all those things April 8th.
Right? Yeah, April 8th. It goes viral.
I hope.
All right.
I hope.
Timmins Comedy Festival, timmonscomedy.ca.
Yes.
timmonscomedy.ca. Got to go.
I'll get the tickets to Amy, and then the albums I'll send first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we'll get all the emails. We'll fire them off to Rick, and then Rick will fire that link to you. And again, we'll see you at the big festival.
Awesome.
Comedy Festival.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Escúchame.